Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hi. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? It is a wonderful, fun Sunday. It is not Sunday. It is Saturday. It is Saturday. It is Saturday night, and I feel all right. How's everyone doing tonight? How is everyone doing tonight? I gotta make some room because I got some prints that finished. I gotta take parts out of the printers because I'm making more stuff for the little guy. How's everyone doing today? It's nice out. The weather's actually not too bad. I printed a gas station. I printed a little gas station that I gotta build. And it's got all these extra parts and I don't know what they're for. So hopefully I can figure out what they're for. I lost my good scraper. I had this nice wooden handled freaking spatula that I've had for like literally over a decade at this point. And I put it down somewhere once and I don't know where it went. And it is super annoying because it was a really good, like I had it, it was tuned. Like it was really good at getting prints off beds. Like it was tuned. And unfortunately, I don't know where it went. So now I'm like stuck using the crappy ones that come with printers. And it annoys me. Oh well. Okay, so those are some parts that I gotta get ready for the little guy. I'm hoping I find it. I'm hoping it just like fell on the ground somewhere and it'll just turn up at some point. I've got a second panda you can have. Like, what do you mean a second panda? Aren't they endangered? Isn't it like illegal to own pandas? A metal scraper? Well, like I've got a bunch of them, but like the one I had, it was like it was a spatula with like a wooden handle, and it was just really good at what I needed it to do. It really sucks when you don't have the right tool and you just kind of make do with what you have, and you're like, it kind of works. Okay, so first things first, we got to get this guy printing because we're going to need those parts for the monolith pretty soon. And I think part of the problem why this printed so poopily was I printed with the wrong settings, because this stuff doesn't want to be printed that hot. So I think I got to drop it down. Yeah, 320. This stuff likes 320. 340 is probably a little too high. So how's everyone doing today? Everyone having a car? I know it's only I mean, it's halfway through the weekend. Not even halfway through the weekend. You still have more than half the weekend to go. That's pretty good, right? That's still pretty good, right? You still have more than half the weekend. You have all of tonight, and then all of tomorrow, and all of tomorrow night. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You need to reprint using Orca Full Spectrum. What is Orca Full Spectrum? Is it like some sort of warrior? Why does that sound wrong? Why does that sound right? I don't know. Move that, move that. Put that over here. You can go there. I have so many of these remotes because I use Coda lights. They're from Costco. They're like my overhead light that I use for my studios and whatnot. I like them because you can make them really bright, but you can use them like, they make pretty good like diffused lights for just like, oh, I just need ambient light. And they're cheap. But every one comes with a remote, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in my house. So I have 7 of these remotes because they all come with a remote, and you can daisy chain them. So I have like, yeah, I've literally got 3 remotes right here, and there's a 4th over there. So on the bright side, I think I lose them, but I can't lose them because I just have so many of them. Another one pops up. Uses subtractive blending to make thousands of colors. Ooh, that's fancy. 1 a.m. for now. In an hour, it'll be 3 a.m. What? Is it time change tonight? Daylight savings time when? Is it tonight? Or did it already happen? No, it already happened here in Canada. It was in early March it happened. Okay, so that's that. Next thing, I need to find another house to print. Thingiverse. Let's check Thingiverse. I'm actually kind of surprised that model train. Prusa Slicer, or sorry, Printables, doesn't have a lot of model train stuff. Model train building. I wanted to do a stream today, but I ended up not doing a stream today because I ended up, we went out with the family and I picked up some stuff for the little guys. Oh, look at that. It's like a whole little thing. Why are there so many parts? Why do you need so many parts for that? I'm going to paint it. Popular. What is most popular? What is most... Thingiverse, you got bought by... You've gone through how many different owners and your search still sucks? Your search still sucks. Your search still sucks, Thingiverse. One day, somebody will buy Thingiverse and they will have a proper search. And it will work. But it is not this day. It is not this day. Ah, whatever. I'll look for something after stream. If you know of any good little HO scale buildings, I need to find a school. I need a school. The little guy wants a school. I need to print a school. So if anyone knows of any HO scale schools or any similar type buildings, link it in Discord, and I'll get it printing during the stream or something. You're warming up. You're doing good there. You're free. You're free. Oh yeah, we got to finish the building a printer. That's what we're doing today. Hi, what are we doing today? We are hopefully, if all goes well, gotta move a little Grace out of the way there. If all goes well, we should be wrapping up the under the hood aspect of this build series. Everything from here up is functionally done. Obviously, there's no enclosure on it. I still have to print all the panel stuff, I think. But usually that's how it works. We get the printer built, we make sure it works, and then we panel it up. So, we've got this printer built. Now we have to flip it upside down, if I remember correctly. And all of this needs to attach to something. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Also, I found my gas mask. I was wondering where I lost it, but I found it. So I can spray paint and not annoy everyone with my just tanking the cancer, right? How do you deal with cancer spray paint fumes? You just tank that shit. Just tank it. So, while I get everything set up here, don't forget, every stream we give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Shout out to Polymaker. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. We're going to be doing that draw at the end of stream. So go down there, enter for your chance now. Hurry up, because you got until the stream ends to enter, and the sooner you enter. I'm not saying the sooner you enter it improves your odds, but like, I've said it now. Are you really going to roll the dice on that? And then also, while you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Probe triggered prior to movement. Oh, I gotta give it a brushy. Oh, I gotta heat that up. That's why. I gotta heat you up. 280. You gotta heat that nozzle up and give it a little brushy. Move to the middle. Move to the middle. I gotta give it a little brushy. The one pair of strippers. Here, I'll put another pair of strippers in the... What are you talking about? This is a perfectly cromulent way of storing your equipment, right? This is perfectly cromulent, right? I mean, look, we take everything is in bags. That all goes in there. Okay, all our extra screws go in there. This we don't need this. That goes in the bin. Extra screws go in the drawer. This is the brush I use to put Vision Miner on stuff. I put that shit on everything. Buy some Vision Miner, link in the description. And everything else, we do this. We do this. Just do this. We do this. See? And then we hide it behind chat in this little box, right? We just do this. We do this. You ready? And now, the problem has ceased to be a problem. We don't have a problem no more. I don't have a problem. Do you have a problem? I don't. The problem is gone. The problem has ceased to be a problem. This stupid glass-filled stuff is really gummy, so it... Okay, so hopefully that works. Okay, let's try this print again. Prime printer, yes, printer is good to go. Print, print, print. Let's try this again. Okay, and then let's pull the LDO Micron manual. Let's find the manual for the Micron. So we finished all this stuff up above the board. We haven't installed the LEDs yet, but we'll do that when we do the enclosure. Because I have to print all that stuff still. Okay, so now we have to finish hooking everything up here. So we have these steppers, A and B. Okay, so let's do this. So you're gonna go there. I'm going to get my little step stool here. Slide you over. Ow, loud noises, loud noises, loud noises. So you can go over there. Okay. I got my little step stool so I can rise to the occasion. Okay, so we got two motors here. We got this motor. I don't know why I'm talking with this accent now, but we got this motor, and then we've got this motor. And both of these motors, we're gonna have them, they're gonna have to plug into here and here. So the A motor is gonna plug into there, and the B motor is gonna go into here. So we're gonna go this way so I can stuff under this side. There we go. So if you didn't see on the channel today, two things on the channel today. We got a short where we totally panic about everything ending, and you should totally freak out and buy all the filament you can buy, because panic and doomsday and all that shit. So I got a short about that, which you should watch. You might have watched it if you've seen it as the trailer for this. I said it as the trailer for this because why not? And then we also have a video about the Millennium Machines and what they've been working on. Okay, so B. Which one's B? B is this guy. Are you still not homing? I think it's because I updated the firmware on it. And since I updated the firmware on the Pantheon, it's been super finicky when it comes to homing. It's been super finicky about when it comes to homing. Maybe I just got to do a long prime. I'm just gonna tell it to do a big ass prime. You want to be like that? You want to be like that? Nozzle's tight. Alright, you know what? Print it again. Print, prime, and print. Restart. Prime and restart. There we go. Nobody told you you need to panic. You should panic. Everyone should panic. The end times are upon us. And by end times, I mean the times of things being somewhat reasonable. Perfect orientation for this printer. I mean, we're preloading the bed with gravity or something. We're preloading the bed with gravity. Why can't I get this stupid zip tie? Go through there. How do... Oh my god, come on. Luke, are you gonna be at you're going to Printo or Rocky Mountain, eh? You're gonna be at Rocky Mountain, eh? I'm assuming you're gonna be at Rocky Mountain. Luke of the lab. Filament prices. Yeah, that's what I did. I filmed a short today, and I put it out, and I'm basically like, yeah, stuff's gonna get kind of pricey. Expect stuff to get pricey. Filament prices are going up. A couple of the resin suppliers have already announced that their prices are going up, and well, people buy resin to make it into filament, so if those prices are going up, and then you have all the shipping charges and all that stuff, just everything's going up in price. Everything's going up in price. Just everything's going up in price. There we go. Okay, so we have that. Next, are you still doing this? Why are you not? What is going on with you? You know what? Reboot. Yes, reboot. You want to be a bitch about your homing? I'm going to reboot you. I mean, I think it also has to do with the bed. It might be a little... It's super sensitive. The load cell that they have in the tool head of this thing is like super sensitive. Okay. So now we got to plug in everything. So the motors are all plugged in. Where does everything else plug in? Okay, so we got some SSR stuff. Okay, so let's do the SSR stuff, I guess. I will say, I wish this manual was like you could zoom in on the pictures, because right now you have to like plop the pictures out. Okay, so we got one that goes to there, and then that goes from there to there. Let me grab the wires. Where are all my wires? Here are all my wires. There we go. Just making sure I got all my wires. Good. Okay. The machine spirit of the Pantheon is not having it. It is not. I just want you to print the stupid mounts. It's like something is just ever so slightly not happy with it. It's just, something is just not happy. It's temperamental. Things are gonna get tight, tight, tight. Dude, everything is gonna get expensive because one, oil is going up. So everything that involves oil is going up, which guess what? Everything moves with oil. You know, we don't have, you know, because of reasons, we don't have a wonderful solar powered economy. That would be nice. So we have to like deal with all that shit. To bed. Okay, so brown to bed. Oh, to bed goes to here. Okay. So this is gonna under here. I gotta take this stupid cover off. And then, oh no! Oh no, I gotta run inside, guys. I forgot my lttstore.com screwdriver. I can't screw around without my lttstore.com screwdriver, because this is not, I'll be back. I'll be back. I can't screw around without my lttstore.com screwdriver. 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I should probably grab this too. There we go. There we go. I got a new computer chair. My wife bought me a new computer chair for my birthday. And I had to put it together, so I needed my lttstore.com screwdriver. Because you can't put together anything without an lttstore.com screwdriver. Okay. So, to bed. Okay. And there should be a blue there we go. Blue to bed. Okay, and that plugs into neutral, I believe. Yes. How was my birthday? It was pretty good. It was last Saturday. We didn't really do much. I mean, 38. I'm past the age where I do fun shit for my birthday. 38. But no, it kind of sucked because actually my birthday was last Saturday. It was last Saturday, or correction, last Sunday. Last Saturday night we didn't have a stream because I was like, Sunday's my birthday, wife has to work early in the morning Monday, so we'll stay up late on Saturday night. We watched anime and we had some drinks. It was a fun night. We finished watching the first season of Delicious in Dungeon. We had a great time. I was sick all Sunday. I was just sick. Like we were gonna go out for dinner and I'm like, just one of those stupid little like day colds. Which was like I think the last like, damn it, why don't you want a home? There's nothing on you. Your nozzle is clean. You're gonna make me faff around with your firmware, aren't you again? Okay. Oh God, I forgot how much of a pain in the ass it is working through this printer's firmware. There's something in here for a setting for the probe. And I don't know which, okay, so there's like a sensitivity thing for the tool head. Extruder V1.2 or print head V1.22. Okay, so include HS3 print head 1.22. Print head 1.22, okay. So there's a probe in here for sensitivity somewhere. Nope. There's something in here with a probe, and I know I can mess around with it because I've done it before, and I think that's what happened. When I updated the firmware, I think it pulled a new config. Cancel print, no. What would it be under? 1.22, no. Would it be under extruder? 1.2 HS Pro V1. HS Pro V1. Bed mesh, printer, input shaper. No. Extruder V1.2. Probe, there we go. Okay, probe, activate G code, samples 1. There's some setting that I can adjust, and it makes the probe not as temperamental, and I can't remember what the setting is. HS3 macros, maybe it's in macros. HS3 macros. Okay. Homing override. Home Z. Home X. Disable XY. Probe kinematic. Unload filament, preheat chamber, filament purge. Ah, fuck it. I don't know. There's always something. There is something, and I don't know why. I'll play with it later. Okay, so we got that. I need 2 SSR. So there should be 1 brown cable that is just 2 SSR. And I need to find it. There we go. Settings are in printer.cfg. Steve, did you just repeat what the clanker said on Google? Because yes, in a Klipper printer, the settings are normally in printer.cfg. The thing is, this printer doesn't use a normal setup. Printer.cfg on this printer, ow! I just smashed my knee into an open drawer. Ow. 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 It hit right below the kneecap in that like meaty area. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. Printer.cfg just references a bunch of other files. So, yeah. There's something with the probe. There's something with the probe. And it's something with its sensitivity. There's a value you can adjust, and I had it set really good, but then I updated the firmware on this printer. Yep. And when I updated the firmware, it's now too sensitive. So, I mean, you know what? Screw it. I'll just update all. I'll just let it do another update and see what happens. Ow, that hurt. I like hit the knee like right underneath here, and I had like one of my drawers were just slightly open, so I stepped down into it. That sucked. Okay, back to work. Klipper repo not valid. Check for updates. Utilities, is there a way to adjust it on here? You know what? Screw it. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Count to 10. 1, 2, 10. Okay. So we got that now. So that's installed. So we got the SSRs installed. So that's that. And now we got to do all this stuff. So open a new tab. Overhead. Trailer hitch. Dude, okay. Speaking of trailer hitches, people who drive a big ass lifted truck and have the frickin' scorpion hook in the back, like you're about to sling on like a frickin' load that's being loaded on the ship that's gonna go get King Hong, you know, like one of those big ass hooks, and you just leave it on all the time. One, what's it like having the smallest penis in the world, and who hurt you as a kid that you're that developmentally stunted? Like, there's a Tim Hortons near me. Okay, I gotta pull up. Yes, I'm bitching because this happened again the other day. There's a Tim Hortons near me. Okay, and you got the Tim Hortons. Okay, so you got the shitty Timmies. Okay, And then the Shitty Timmy's has a parking lot here, okay? And you have the parking lot, and then people park their cars, you know, they have parking here, and then you have parking here, and then you have the drive-through, okay? So the drive-through kind of goes like this, okay? And it goes around the Timmy's, right? So you drive up here and you go around. So the problem is, people park their big-ass trucks here, their compensator 9000s, they park it here, and because they don't know how to drive a truck, and it's 20 feet long, because you need a 20-foot long truck to drive your fat ass to work and back by yourself, and a piece of plywood has never touched the bed of your truck, because you would have to lift the drywall up to about this high to put it in the back of your truck, but either way. So you park, and you park all the way so that your rear tires hit the curb here, and then you have your stupid cattle catcher thing hanging out the back there. I've seen people go through this drive-through and hit a parked car because they literally have their tail hook is hanging out 3 feet into the drive-through, or 4 feet into the drive-through lane, because they back up until their rear tires hit the curb, because I got a big truck, it's a truck thing. So they got like 2 or 3 feet of truck bed hanging into the thing, and then they got their freaking hook. Most annoying shit in the world. I'm like, what the hell? I hate it. I hate it. So, yeah, it's annoying. It is, oh my God, it's so annoying. Like, I live in Southern Ontario. It is flat AF here. You do not need to own a lifted truck here, okay? It is not a thing you need at all. It is flat, boring farmland here, okay? The biggest incline you will ever see here driving on the road is an overpass on a highway, okay? And if my mom's freaking 1987 Firefly could go over that shit back in the day, then your truck can do it just fine. Ah! Okay, back to work, back to work. Yeah, lifted trucks annoy me because it's so stupid. Okay, so where do these go? Filter, where does filter go? Okay, so filter plugs in, oh my God, it's all tangled. Like, I'm not saying you don't need a truck. I fully understand. Trucks have a valid use case. They are valid vehicles. But like, driving these massively lifted vehicles that have like all this extra shit on them is just stupid in my opinion. Okay, so filter is orange and it lines up with this one. So that's filter. Okay. And then the next one is toolhead bed. THB is this guy. And that plugs in here. Okay. We're gonna put the bottom panels on after we get the printer running. And THP, as in Papa. THP. Which only has one wire. That goes in here, because I'm assuming it's a common ground. Okay. And then RGB, which we don't actually have RGB plugged in, but I might as well keep the wires going. Okay, and that goes here. And then we have, which one is this? B fan. B fan goes here. Oh, actually, one second. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm also supposed to have something yellow go here. What is that? What is yellow? LED strip. I don't have the LED strip in yet. Okay, so we don't have the LED strip. Okay, so let's manage that. When THC? After stream ends? Probably not tonight though, because I'm probably gonna go to bed. What else am I gonna use my Cocoa Press for? I mean, come on. How are we doing today? I'm doing good. I'm finally like fully over that stupid sickness I've had for the past freaking couple weeks. Legit, I thought I had something. Consider I was sick for like 2 weeks after Smurf. Like I am finally not sick anymore, and I'm like, I got something. I was like, holy shit, I actually got something. So, and it's still not homing. Why don't you want to home? I wish I could just force home it. Move, home all. Let's just try force home. Home all. No beer? No, I haven't bought any beer in a while. I've been out of beer for a while. And I don't really drink. Literally, the only time I have a beer nowadays is like on stream. I just don't drink anymore. Okay, so this one we gotta do next. Okay, so we got SSR SIG. So that'll be probably this guy. Yeah, SSR SIG. Yep. Stop going to maker fairs. I only go to like 2 or 3 a year. Or actually, last year I went to a bunch of events. This year I'm only going to 3 events probably. I'm probably doing, I did Smurf, we'll do Rocky Mountain, and then probably just Printopia. Unless something else comes up, those are probably going to be the only 3 events I go to this year. And then next year, I have no idea. Okay, so we got red, positive, negative. This is Earth, I can't read upside down. But that's the load side, and that's the input side. And then this goes over here, under here, over here, and then to SSR is heat bed, because it uses bed for bed. No Murph? Probably not. Probably not. Simply for the fact that, like, it's hard to do videos. Like, if a company wants to pay me to go to Murph, I'll go to Murph. If a company wants to sponsor me to go to Murph, I'll go to Murph. But like, there's really not as... The problem Murph has is the event itself is more nowadays, more just kind of a maker fair hangout than a rep fest kind of thing. Like, it's still cool to go. If you have the ability to go and you're nearby and you could just drive there for the day, have fun. Murph's a fun time. The problem is, it's, okay, I gotta drive there, so I can't do anything that weekend. Luckily, like, I wouldn't need to take time off. Or wife wouldn't have to take time off. It would be like, leave 2 nights in a hotel, so Friday night and Saturday night. I could just wake up really early Saturday, drive 3.5 hours there, spend the day Saturday, spend a night in a hotel, spend the morning, drive home. But it's still, you're looking at a couple $100s to go. I've never had a video come out that made me a couple $100s. So, and the thing is, it's like companies don't go to it like they used to. So there's that. So there's less new stuff to show off. Companies aren't showing off their new shit anymore at Murph, right? Because we had Rocky Mountain coming up in 3 weeks, and we had Smurf 3 weeks ago. So companies aren't showing off their stuff like they used to. So it's more, Murph is just kind of a hangout party type event, and it's kind of hard to do content at that kind of event. Luke's Lab, yeah, we did a single day drive down, hotel, drive back just to show our kids what we do. Yeah, like Luke, for you, it's like, it's a day trip, right? You could drive there in a day. For me, it's like a 3.5 hour drive across the States. And then also going to the States right now is not exactly the most fun thing to do in the world. It's not too bad when it's just me going, but I wouldn't bring my family to the States right now. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, it just, to Nighthawk. Oh, this goes to the Nighthawk. And then this one's 24 to MB. Okay. So it's a 5 hour drive. Yeah, that's nothing. A 5 hour drive is nothing. So if the event was in a little bit of a better location, a little bit better planned, where we knew what companies were going to be there and more companies showed up, I would go. But it's hard. It's harder and harder. I didn't go last year. Put it this way, like, I don't know anyone on the Voron team going. Steve went last year. I don't think he's going this year. John S, $4.99 sponsorship. Pack your bags. The $4.99 won't even cover my bag, John. I need to buy a new suitcase. My suitcase broke. That's another thing. I got to buy a new carry-on. I got to buy a carry-on before Smurf, because my carry-on that I've had since like 2016 finally broke. One of the wheels broke on it. So I need to get a new carry-on, which kind of sucks, because I like that carry-on. I've had it for a while, and it broke. And it's like, I don't want to drop like another... It came with a set, too, so... Help organize a Toronto Rep Rap Fest. Toronto is a 4 hour drive for me. I live 4 hours south of Toronto. Why would I set up a Rep Rap Fest 4 hours from me? Having the forces ruck. I have a jump ruck. I don't have my issued ruck, but I do have a jump ruck. I have a 64 pattern jump ruck still, because that shit was cool and I bought it and it's my own. Okay, so 24 volts goes in here. So positive and negative. Also, jump rock would not fit in an overhead. The reason I like my luggage is okay, if anyone has any suggestions for some relatively inexpensive carry-on luggage, let me know. Post it in Discord. It's got to be available in Canada, so don't post Amazon.com. But preferably, whatever carry-on luggage bag, like hard, I like hard side, I don't like the soft. I like the hard side because it protects what's inside better. But the biggest one that is the smallest, like the one I liked, I really liked it because the wheels were really inset. The problem with all the ones I looked at, like I went looking today when we were at the mall, they all have wheels that stick out this much and they break off. I don't like them. I don't like them. They have shitty wheels. I don't like them. Okay, so this goes in here and that goes in there. Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace around me sucks. It's got nothing. Like, local Facebook Marketplace down here sucks. I wish it was better, but it does not. Alright, so this one. So we got a negative and a positive, so we go negative here. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but we'll do that one. Middle. And middle. Plus, I'm always paranoid of like certain things I don't mind buying used, right? The best thing I've ever bought used that we got the most out of, when my son was born, we went on Facebook Marketplace and we bought a Bumble Ride. If you don't know what a Bumble Ride is, for my parents or soon to be parents in the audience, Bumble Ride is like the best stroller I've ever used. This is like literally it. They're like designed for parents that actually do running and shit. We do not run. We don't do, well, I mean, we did do outdoorsy stuff. It's actually really nice. If you bring them to like a park or something, you got to go across grass. We picked up one of these. You see these prices. We picked one of, now to be fair, we bought it in 2018 and we bought it used in 2018. We picked one up for $100 on Facebook Marketplace. And we used that thing for like 4 or 5 years, or whenever 4 years? I can't remember whenever he stopped using the stroller. But anyways, we still have it. I got to get rid of it. But if you can find one of these used, they are amazing because they just go off road so easily. It's meant for like running in active families. But if you can find one used, we paid $100 Canadian for a used one, and we got like 4 solid years of use out of it, and it was great. And I gotta sell it. It's just, we kept it because just in case my brother or my sister wanted to have kids and we were gonna give it to them, but they're not. So it's just been sitting downstairs in storage for like 4 years. I gotta sell it, but they are really nice. Yeah, I got a 10 to 11,000 screw compressor for 4K. Oh yeah, yeah. Heck, I was watching ODS today, and they picked up. I was watching ODS today, and they bought one of those Samsung The Walls modular TVs with like all the things. You've seen them on LMG. They picked up one for like 10 grand, and it's like $220,000 new or something stupid like that. Okay, so now we got to do high volt. Okay, high volt. Which one's to high volt? High volt. And we didn't even lowball them. Like, that's just how much they wanted to sell it for. They just had it up for $100, and my wife saw it, and we bought it within like 10 minutes of it going on Marketplace, and we were like, heck yeah. So I gotta sell the one. I gotta sell it now. So if you're in Southern Ontario and you want a well-used but good condition Bumble Ride for $100, let me know. And yes, I'm gonna sell it for as much as we bought it for, because why not? So if you're in Southern Ontario and you want to buy a Bumble Ride for $100, it's an older model and it's well used, but it's functional. Let me know. You probably get 200. Yeah, but I bought it for 100, and I'm not that kind of person to try and do that kind of shit. Bought it for 100. We got good use out of it. I'll sell it for 100. We'll share the. Oh no. I don't think I lowered it enough first. Yeah, I didn't lower it enough first. Always double check. You got to be careful, because some of these screw connectors like this, when you open them up, they lower the gate. Okay, so I want to show you. This is one of those things you got to be careful of. Okay. Oh shoot, is that actually locked? I'm paranoid now. Yeah. Okay. So I want to show you something here. This is one of those things that you should keep in mind anytime you're putting. You should always put your wires, always have your wires in a ferrule and crimp it before you install it in one of these screw terminals. But something to pay attention to with these screw terminals, and fire up the most advanced software in the world here. So you have your screw terminal, okay? And then this is the screw head, okay? And then you have like the little tab that comes up and down, okay? So usually when you buy, when they come out of the package, they're like this. And as you do the screw, you lower it. And then when you tighten it up, it goes up and it compresses it compresses. But you got to be careful, because if you unscrew this and it only comes down to here, and then you go and put your ferrule in, and it goes in, but because it's in like a tight, cramped condition, you can't really see it too well. You put it in and you actually got it below, and then you screw it in tight and you feel it tight and you're like, oh, we're good. Yeah, you're not good. So always make sure when you get these that you unscrew it. At least you can unscrew it all the way, but make sure you unscrew it enough that you get it all the way down. So when you put your ferrule in and then you tighten it, it does grab it. You don't want to accidentally have it slip in underneath. Screw it, feel it get tight because it bottomed out. You think you did it tight, and then the wire falls out, or you have a flaky connection or something and it causes a short. So you gotta be careful, especially when you're in like tight areas like this where it's like, it's in there because it's tight, but it's actually not tight because it's being pushed in there from the thing here. So always give them a little tug. Anytime you tighten a screw, or anytime you tighten a wire, always give it a little tug, just to make sure, right? Even after you crimp it, you put it in the housing, give it a little tug, make sure it's good, okay? Last thing you wanna do is accidentally set yourself up for failure. Okay. So we've got all that. I like how they tell you where it all goes and then they give you like a picture of it. That's nice. Okay, so now. Really? Probe trigger prior to movement. Are you still doing this to me? Main menu, prime printer, printer primed, print, print, print. I'm just gonna keep doing it till it works. Okay. So, we gotta power our Nighthawk. So this is also a 24. And then that goes to this guy here. So it kind of sucks, we're not using the 5 volt on this at all, but it is what it is. And don't forget, if you haven't entered yet, make sure you enter for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament. We'll be giving away a spool at the end of stream today. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. If you're a channel member, you get access to videos early. You also get access to extra channels in the Discord, and you get to hang out when we do our monthly members-only live streams. Also, be careful when you tighten these, because you can easily shear these off the PCB if you torque them a little too much. So if you really got to tighten them down for whatever reason, make sure you like grab them and support them and don't just tighten, because as you tighten them, you can torque them off the PCB. It happens more often than you would think. There we go. Okay, so it is probing. So here's the thing. It's probing. You can see it probing. But it's probing the whole bed. Hopefully it's not this. It's very sensitive. So maybe having something sitting on the printer is causing it to error out. We'll pray to the machine spirit. Oh, spirit of the machine, may your ball screws stay ever lubed and move freely and not bind, and may your probe always be accurate and repeatable and measure things probably, and may your hot end be forever hot and your nozzle remain forever unclogged and filament always flow freely through your hardened geared extruders that are always fed with the premiumest of filaments, and may your servos ever serve in their function of servoing and moving those ball screws that are always lubed. Damn it! Damn it! What's the command to give it adaptive mesh? How do you give it adaptive mesh again? I'm just gonna give it adaptive mesh, fuck it. Because I don't think it has adaptive. How do I add adaptive mesh to this bitch? What's Klipper adaptive? Because it's built into Klipper now. Adaptive mesh. What is the command for it? Klipper adaptive mesh. What is? How do you enable it? I can never remember. It's not camp. What is it? Is it adaptive 1? Yeah, you just put adaptive 1 in the bed mesh section, right? Bed. bed. Bed mesh calibrate adaptive 1. Bed. Bed. Where would it be under? Would it be under macros? 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 Macros. Macros. Mesh. Nope. What would bed mesh be under? Nope. Where is it? Probe, no. HS Pro V1. HS Pro V1. HS Pro V1. Bed mesh. So I would just put in here. Would I just put this in? Bed mesh calibrate adaptive 1. Or do I put that in the slicer? I can never remember what it has to be. Yeah, I know you have to put in the slicer. One second. Main menu. Printer is ready. I think that's right? Bed mesh calibrate adaptive 1. What printer do I have? Do I have any Vorons in here set up for adaptive mesh? I don't think I do. Shit. Oh, it's in the slicer. It's in the slicer. Okay, so I put that in the slicer. That's right. Okay. So we go here. Machine G code. Start G code. Set. Temperature, preheat. Oh my god. Bed mesh clear. Bed mesh calibrate. Okay, so I would put this here. Bed mesh calibrate adaptive 1. So I would, there. Bed mesh clear, calibrate adaptive 1. There we go. I think that's right. Config has to have object processing. Yeah, this is the print start G code. Save. Okay, well, I can't save a copy apparently. Okay. I have it on, the problem is I have it on the Venture XL, but it's off right now. I have it on a couple printers. I just normally don't bother with it because I don't run bed meshes. I usually don't run, the only printer I actually run a bed mesh on is the Venture XL. Because every other printer I just do quad gantry level and move on with my life. Because you don't need adaptive mesh on most Vorons. So I don't have it set up because I don't need it. Where's the print start macro? Home Z, home X, home Y. There's that. Where's print start? G code, macro, preheat. What, filament purge? I don't think there is a print start macro in here. I don't think it's in here. Whatever. Export G code. Select split. We'll see how this goes. Upload and print. See what happens. Yeah, this printer is, I don't F around with this printer too much. It is Klipper, but it's like all custom nested macros and shit. So I don't mess around with it too much. Yeah. Okay, so we have that set up. So that is now plugged in. Okay. Oh, and then we have to do the e-motors. So we have to plug this in. So we do have to make our little dongle cable here. So gotta put you through here. And then you come up here. Okay, and then under all of this, and then through here, right. There we go, and then through here, there we go. So now this has to plug into this, but unfortunately we don't have our wires anymore. So now we gotta do some crimping. This crimping ain't easy. Okay, so where did I put that one I cut off that tells me exactly? Of course I totally did save the wires that I needed as the example of the one I cut off. I did, because I'm a big brain person who totally saved it. Oh look, I did. Okay, so let's open this up some more. Nope, it's still erroring out. I gotta figure out where the stupid setting is to adjust the sensitivity. I think the probe is like 500 on sensitivity. I don't know exactly what it is. There is a setting to adjust the sensitivity of the probe, and it is too high, and I gotta lower it. Oh man, this is snippers. It's got shielding in here. That's gonna be a bitch. There we go. Of course, the ground is the actual ground. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. 1 second here. Really? The ground is... I hate when wires, like one of the wires you have to like actually use is literally just the shielding wrapped up, and then it's like, oh, that's a wire now. And you're like, that ain't a wire, that's just shielding. It's like, no, it's a wire now. Hope you didn't cut it off. Okay. Yeah, you got to crimp it together. So what you do is you just kind of, you'll see here. We're going with clear or yellow. Let's see if we do yellow. That'll work. There we go. All right, and then I should have oh, here it is. Microfits. G28 PID calibrate probe save config. What is that, DJ? PID calibrate probe is what I got a PID. Is that a new thing? If I just run this command and my printer breaks, PID underscore calibrate probe. Calibrate probe. Okay. G1, X 150, Y 150, Z 150. I will try this calibrate probe thing of yours. We'll see what happens. Just be aware, if it breaks, this is a $10,000 machine and I'll send you the bill. I mean, I didn't pay for it. They sent it to me, so. All right. Malform command, PID calibrate probe is not a regular command. PID calibrate. Missing heater. That ain't working. No, it has something. There is a setting in here, and I don't know where it is. It's not in macros. It's not in filament sensor. Maybe in print head. What is it? V122. Print head. Print head V122. There is a setting in here for how sensitive the probe is. And I don't know where that setting is. I know it because I've adjusted it before. And it fixed the issue I was having. Like, I know it because I've done it before. Missing the not known command. Bed mesh. Where's the probe? Like, that's the thing. I don't know where the probe is. Probe? See, it's probe kinematic point. Extruder, maybe? Maybe it's an extruder. It's filament sensor, maybe? Nope. Extruder, probe. I don't know, maybe if I tell it to do 3 probes, it'll be happy. Save and restart. What's going on? We're trying to figure out why this probe is overly sensitive. Try that. See what happens. This printer is finicky when it comes to the probe. It just likes to be finicky at times. And I think it's because I updated the firmware on it a little while ago. And when I did that, it decided to be a little bit more temperamental than it was before. It's a woke probe. The probe. It's woke. It's a load cell probe. It's a custom load cell probe that they have in the tool head. Reset. Well, I did it a while ago because I had it working. It was doing this issue. It was working, and that was years ago. Like that was like a year ago when I did it. And then like a couple months ago, I decided to update the firmware on the printer because they sent me. I got an email from them saying, "Oh, hey, you know, we've added a bunch of new features and whatnot. You should probably update your firmware." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I updated the firmware, and yeah, it's biting me in the ass. Yeah, it's a touch sensitive. So. I'm just happy season 2 of Free Run ended, so I can. Well, I gotta wait for the English dub because we're watching the English dub. So I gotta wait for the last couple episodes of the English dub to come out so I can collect them all and watch it all at once. Try to trigger it manually? Oh, it triggers manual. It's just inconsistent. It false positives. It likes to false positive. So. Okay, why are you so finicky? There we go. So right now, I just up the probe count, seeing it, because right now it did one probe. I'm like, oh, what if I tell it to do multiple probes? Will it be happy then? Oop. So, there we go. This music reminds me of Minecraft. Connection issue? It's not a connection issue. Believe me, when this first happened, I went through the whole rigmarole of testing everything. I even replaced fans. I have a whole other tool head for the printer. I tried multiple tool heads. And then I adjusted one setting in the config, but I can't find that setting. I adjusted one setting and it worked fine. So it's just, yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, I have a whole other tool head I could put on it. But I don't think it's not a mechanical thing. It's just a sensitivity thing, and it could be the heat cycling in my garage. It could be because of the unstable temperatures in my garage. That could probably also be playing into it. There we go. Nope, still doing it. Probe samples exceed max tolerance. What probe is it? It's a custom probe. It's a load cell. That's all I know. It's a custom load cell probe. It is somewhere in here. It's somewhere in here. And as for the wiring, I don't know, it's somewhere in there. Yeah. So multiple probing didn't do anything. Nope, that wasn't it. What was that last one I modified? Nope. Yeah, it wasn't this. So changing that to that. There is something in here. There is a setting somewhere, and I don't know where it is. Yeah, I'll run the probe accuracy command. We'll run the probe accuracy command and see what we get. Forgot how slow the homing is. Let's see, probe underscore accuracy, right? Probe underscore accuracy. For that to get to its home, probe accuracy. No. Probe trigger prior to movement. How much you want to bet ZXL is too high? How much you want to bet ZXL is too high? Or something, because it's triggering before the stupid bed even touches the printer, the tool head. It's triggering before it even touches the printer. And there is nothing in the bed for sensitivity. The load cell, I believe, is in the tool head. So then why would you be doing that? Everything's tight. Everything's tight. Nothing's loose. One second here. One second here. I wish I had a light that would let me know when the load cell was activated. Where is speed 10 maybe? Yeah, to fix your probe today. Well, like I can't do much on this machine, right? That's the thing. Okay, where did I put that one? Okay, so what do we got here? So we got red, white, brown, and that is in the top row. Okay, I have two blacks in here. Why do I have two blacks in here and I only have one black here? Uh-oh. Why do I have two blacks in here? I only have one black wire here. Why do I have two black wires here? I only have 4 wires here. Why do I have 5 wires in the old one? Probe trigger prior to movement. Yeah, it is. The stupid probe is too sensitive. Something is usually shielding. Yeah, but I didn't. Am I supposed to have 2 shielding wires? Let me see. Let me see. Did I accidentally cut off a wire or something? Am I missing something here? No, that's a wire. Then where's the black wire? There was no black wire. There's just shielding. Oh my god, what is going on here? What is going on? We're gonna stop faffing around with this because people are suggesting things that don't make sense for this printer. What am I doing? What am I doing? What did I miss? There is no black wire. There is 3 wires on the inside, and then there's shielding. So am I supposed to have 2 shielding wires? LDO Nighthawk, and tool board. It's a tool board table. LDO tool head cable wiring kit. Okay, that ain't it. That's a Heart K1. LDO. They put heat shrink on. Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out, is there 2 for the heat shrink from the shielding or just 1? Like, that's the question. Yeah, these are different wires, I think. No, they're the same. No, I'm trying to figure it out because I have 2 on here, but I only ever had 2. I only had 2 wires. Use the shield. So they're both the shield. So they're both okay. So basically, I should have. Oh, fuck. How am I gonna fix this now? How am I gonna fix that? So yeah, I know the wire braid. I know it's I got the braided wire there, but I'm just trying to figure out where the second one came from, because I never saw a second one. I only saw the 4 wires, and one of them was the shield. Like, so now how am I gonna make a 5th? So there's 2 ground? Why would there be 2 ground? LDO NH. What tool headboard is this? Wish they were named and properly labeled. Is this even the right one? Hopefully it's the right one. I think it's the right one. Let me look at the picture I took. I took a picture. Maybe I grabbed the wrong wire. Let me take a look. I did take a picture. When did I take a picture? Did I take the picture before Smurf? No, it was after Smurf. I took a picture. I took a picture. It is only 4 wires. This one isn't the one that I cut off. Where's the one I cut off? That's a different one. There is only 4 wires. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I grabbed a completely different thing. I'm an idiot. There are 4 lights! Okay, so it was right. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Okay. So okay, we got red. Oh, I should put it in the right way. There we go. Red, white, brown. I need something to poke those in with. And then black goes down there. There we go. There we go. So all of that for no reason, because I'm a big dummy and I didn't need to. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that is that. That is that. That is that. I believe we are now wired up. Yeah, the shielding, this black wire is the shielding. I was just trying to freak out because I cut that off and I saved it, and then I grabbed one, but it turns out it was a completely different one that had near similar wiring, that had 2 grounds. So I'm like, how did I cut it off? And I had 4 wires when I cut it off, and now magically there's 5 wires. Okay. So I'm gonna have to dig through this. I gotta figure out where this stupid macro is that does this. There's a stupid macro somewhere, and it somewhere in here for probing, or for something for the bed acceleration. Maybe that's it. Macros? Macros? Maybe it's a macro thing. Macros? Home Z. Home Z. Okay. Pause to ensure stall flag is clear. Home Z, move away. G28Z, okay. Home X, home Y. Disable XY. There's got to be something in here. Yeah, there's only one wire. There's only one wire. There's something, there's a setting somewhere. I remember changing it. It was like 500, I dropped it to 400 and it was fine. But I don't know where it's at. Okay, whatever. Hey, okay, now that's done. So now, Klipper time. What are these extra wires? Clicky, don't need. And chassis ground, don't need. We don't need to ground the chassis. Let's power this up, and hopefully, no magic smoke escapes. Who wants to plug power into the printer and see what happens? Who wants to plug power into the printer and see what happens? Oop. Let's plug power into the printer and see what happens. Okay, power off. Someone put something in Discord. Let me see. What do we got in Discord? Yeah, that's a picture. Okay. What are you sharing with me, Luke, that isn't public yet? Ooh, that's cool. That is cool. Luke's sharing with me stuff that's not public yet, so I can't talk about it. Okay, let's power it up, and hopefully we don't let any magic smoke out. So printer is off. Plug in power. Contact. Okay, we got lights on the tool head board. We got lights on the controller board, lights on the Pi, and a light on the screen. So I believe we're good there. Okay, so I can turn it off. So we're good there. So now, need an SD card. Let's do Klipper. Let's do some Klipper. If I can get the SD card. Oh no, I'm cursed. We can't get the SD card. Without the SD card, how are we going to put Klipper on the printer? damn it, I can't get the SD card out. There we go. Seriously? They shrink wrap this shit? I'm being careful because the last time I like just brute forced it out, I snapped the card in half. So, gotta be a little careful. Okay. Do I have an SD card reader? I should have an SD card reader out here. I think it's on the other side. 1 second. Is it over here? It is over here. Okay. Okay. There we go. Plug that in. Here. Okay. Raspberry Pi imager. Yeah, we're not going to update. Okay. So we have a Raspberry Pi 4, I believe. Yeah, is that a 4? I think it's a 4. Pi 4B. Yep, Pi 4. Okay, next. I can never remember which one it is. I believe you want OS Lite 32-bit. Yeah, OS Lite. OS Lite 32-bit. Okay, next. Do you not see in my storage? 1 second here. This computer and its frickin' USB ports are always a weird mess. I mean, it made the do-do noise, so. Do-do. Do we have a USB port showing there? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Next. Okay, so we're just gonna call it Pi. Okay, I gotta set up this stuff. Not dox myself. Yeah, sure, we're in Ottawa, Toronto. Next. Username, password, Raspberry. Raspberry, because I'm super creative. SSID, that. Okay, that's that. SSH enabled, use password authentication. Enable what is Raspberry Pi Connect? What is Raspberry Pi Connect? Don't need that. Next. Okay. Right. There we go. So while it does that, I'm gonna go digging through. Cell time lapse HSD V1. Let's try that. See if that works. To flash Klipper and Catapult and never. Well, I mean, I got to put Klipper on the Raspberry Pi. The board and the toolhead board should already have Klipper on it. Hopefully. How much you want to bet it's going to work? If it works now, I'll tell you what I did after. If it works out, I'll tell you what I did after. Error. What? It's a 32 gig USB drive. What? Storage? Yeah, okay, next. Did I not click on the thing? Okay, let's go on. All I'm going to say is it's going to be funny when we go to flash Klipper on here and we go through the chow setup, because we did chow on an N150, an Intel N150 on the member stream on Thursday, and it went like that. So, although it's been a while. I got to remember how we got to set this up, because this is plugged in via that. How's the BBT? I haven't really used it much because I just haven't needed to, but we will be playing around with it at some point. Should I plug? I'm just going to plug the USB cable in. If I'm going to find the USB cable, I'm just going to plug this in via USB so I don't have to freck around with whatchamacallit. So we'll get power. We're going to get power. If it works out, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll explain it. So adaptive mesh is working, by the way. Adaptive mesh is working. It worked. What's going on? I'll pull the SD card. Are you ready? You want to know how I fixed it? That. The bed weighs so damn much. It was accelerating so fast that it was being felt through the machine. And it was triggering the tool head. I just lowered the bed acceleration. All I did was just lower the bed acceleration. Because the bed's so damn heavy, and it wants to drive it so fast, that when it does that initial to get it going, it triggers the probe. It literally throws enough momentum to trigger the load cell on the tool head. So I just slowed down the bed. That's all I did. I remembered exactly what I did last time. I just slowed down the bed acceleration. I just dropped the bed acceleration and the bed probe worked fine. You know why? It's because this isn't on as rigid a surface as... This printer should be on the ground. This printer should be on the ground. Because it's not on the ground, and it's on just a sturdy workbench, it moves so much, it false positive triggers the head. Yeah. Aren't servos fun? Everyone say hi to David. Everyone say hi to David. Okay, I don't know if the SD card worked. Did the SD card flash? Because it flashed, and then it was going through the check thing. Unplug, plug it back in. What do we got? Is it working? It's not even showing the SD card anymore. Uh-oh. Do I have a broken SD card? What is going on here? Like, it flashed and it went through the checking thing. I'm just gonna plug it in and see what we get. I mean, if it works, it'll turn on, the screen will turn on, right? Okay, where do I plug this even in at? It's on this side, okay. So if I plug this in, and I turn it on, hey, it's printing. Cool. I should get something on the screen, right? Okay, the screen's on, but it's displaying nothing. Let me go get a different SD card reader. Maybe it's the SD card reader. Might be the SD card reader. Okay, maybe it's the SD card reader. So how's the Coco King doing? I'll be back. I'm gonna go get another SD card reader. Where is? I gotta be quiet. Everyone's asleep. Can't grab that. Okay. Turn it off. Okay, I'm back. Everyone's asleep in the house, so I have to be quiet. I'm grounded? How am I grounded? Use a USB stick? I don't have any extra USB sticks that I would throw in this. Okay. You need to format. Yeah, let me reflash it. Okay, right. Let's try again. I understand it right. Oh. Okay, storage. There we go. Next. Pi. Next. I hate how it doesn't remember the stuff. I gotta fill it all out again. Doing good. The biggest part of my job is keeping Ellie in line. Oh, Ellie's doing fine. You don't gotta worry about her. Are you going to be at Rocky Mountain? Are you guys going to Rocky Mountain? Right. Also, you come in my stream like a couple weeks ago, asking for a job, and then you go out and become the CEO of Cocoa Press. I had a good intern position waiting for you, man. I had a good intern position. It was an unpaid intern position, but I was getting it lined up for you. And then you go off and go be the CEO of Cocoa Press. David. Yeah, it's writing now. I think it was just the SD card reader's bonk that I was using. You could run a USB stick. Yes, but it's Canada. I mean, it's Windsor. It's barely Canada. Yeah, if you didn't, yeah, David is now CEO of Cocoa Press. So what I really think happened, David put in a purchase request for a Segway to ride around the new big print installer facility, and Prusa shot it down. So he said, "F this, I'm out." I don't blame him. I would do it too if they wouldn't let me ride a Segway around that. Did you saw my video? You guys watched my tour video. There's so much room for activity, and if they declined a Segway, I would have been out the door too. I got a feeling this filament is soaking wet. I've had the polymaker dryer running for a bit, but I got a feeling it's wet. Well, it's verifying now. There we go. Well, when Cocoa Press wants to expand to Canada, let me know, because I'm kind of looking for a job too. Fortunately, there's like, it sucks. I was really hoping there'd be something additive manufacturing related in my town that would be hiring. There is nothing around me, and it sucks. It sucks. Getting into this field and being like, oh yeah, additive, it is fun. I love additive. I almost wiped out on a freaking Creality flex plate on the ground. But there is nothing. Oh, here we go. Okay, now it's working. Yeah, so it's just a bad SD card or bad reader. Okay. Okay, let me grab my SD card. Grab you. Okay. Come over here. Plug this in, and now, hopefully, if all goes well, we should. Oh, okay, the screen is booting up. Okay, so it's working now. Yeah, I got a feeling this filament is soaked. I used 2FS in cards with sector sparing. I think I have about 4 years out of it. Yeah, so next week's video on the channel, if you're wondering what it is, Ice Whale, they sent me a Zima board too. So I'm going to be doing a video on basically, if you don't want to use a Raspberry Pi because of, I'll give a bunch of reasons, and you want to just install Klipper on an x86 based computer and use that to run your printers, this is how you do it. So that's going to be next week. So we're going back. I'm doing tutorial videos again because God knows the shit I'm doing on the channel right now ain't working. So we're going back to tutorial videos, and we're going to be doing that because there is actually, especially the moment you want to run more than one printer, it starts to make sense to not go the Raspberry Pi route. The moment you know you're going to have multiple printers in a close location, it starts to make sense to start going, hey, let me just run Klipper on a computer. Because think about it. Okay, say you have 4 printers, right? Say you're setting up a setup like this. 4 printers on a shelf, right? They're all running Klipper, and you want to run them all at once. Okay? So you can either get 4 Raspberry Pis, 4 SD cards, or 4 thumb drives, or 4 Pi hats with 4 NVMe drives, however you want to go, plus 4 screens, or you just get 1 computer with enough USB ports, and 1 screen running a desktop environment that just has a web browser with tabs for each interface. And you just have it all right there. And now you only need 1 computer. You don't need to worry about SD cards dying because you're running off a SATA or eMMC or whatever. And you have 1 screen. And also, you're running Linux. So you can do, you can have a slicer on that as well. So you can have Prusa Slicer just there, ready to go. So you can have all the computers hooked up. So, figured out multiple. Apparently it's quite simple. You just have different ports, and each port is its own thing. Okay, are we booted? I know it takes a while to boot. Let me flip this around so I can actually see what it says. My IP address is that. Ooh, I'm on the internet. Mom, Dad, get the camera. I'm on the internet. Yep. Ah, I hate when you hit like F11 or F12 for some reason. Okay. Oh, nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. 1 second here. Oh, no, that's not it. 192.168.110.167. 192.168.110.167. Hi, login. Oh, because I don't have Klipper and I don't have Fluid installed. Okay, let me turn this off. But we are connected. Okay, so I gotta plug in because I don't want to deal with freaking fun shit. So we're just gonna plug this in via USB because I don't want to deal with UART. So we're gonna run this over USB. So I gotta plug in this guy into here because you get this. They give you this really cool thin USB cable. So David, if you're still here, have you done anything with your CNC yet? Trying to do this without breaking it. There we go. I can never remember on a Pi 4 if it matters if you use the USB 3 or the USB 2 for plugging in your Raspberry Pi to your controller. I don't think it matters which one you use. Okay. Copy that. He ran away when I asked for a chop. Okay, so it's powered up. Let's let it boot. Let it do its thing. Look, we are booting. I do love this screen, by the way. This size is like the optimal size for computer printer screens, in my opinion. Also, I haven't used this because I got to replace the screen. I got to buy a new screen for this. The screen is dead. So that's one of the reasons I haven't been using it, is because the screen is right borked. No projects, just modding and tuning. It's more fun than actually using it. SSH pi at boom. Yes. We're in. We've hacked the Gibson. I know I'm at the top there and I'm going to block it, but it'll get... Actually, I'll move over here. I'll go over here. I'll go hang out over on this side. Chow. Okay, cool. Sudo app. Oh. Raspberry. Let me in. We're in. Sudo apt get update install stuff. This doesn't have a camera. This printer doesn't have a camera, so don't got to worry about it. I'm hacking the matrix. Hack the planet. Okay. And now, oop, no, not open link. Copy link. Copy. Yeah. There we go. Okay, perform actions. Install Klipper. One instance. Example config, yes. Off we go. I don't think he relocated, or no. You didn't relocate, because, well, no, they're in Philadelphia. How far away? I mean, I don't think you have to be on location every day. I don't know. Yeah, this filament is soaked. So all that, and I can't, this print is going to be shit because this filament is soaking wet. All that and the filament's garbo. It's 50-mile commute. I am driving now, but looking to relocate. Okay. Yeah, they're still in Philly, right? Oh. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, that is expensive. Oh, that is expensive. Okay. I know some of you don't care about this shit. Who could tell me what this plane is? Who could tell me what this plane is? That is supposed to be up here. Oh, that is expensive. Oh, that is expensive. That's an AWACS. That's an AWACS. Well, an E3G Sentry. No, that ain't a K3. That's an AWACS. An E3G Sentry Airborne Early Warning, so an AWACS. Well, it's kind of the same thing as an AWACS. Not quite the same, but the same. Oh, that's a pricey write-off. Oh, that's an expensive one. Oh, that's an expensive one. Oh, that's an expensive one. Stock up on Filament today, folks. Stock up on Filament today. Stock up on Filament today. I don't think that little straight's going to be open anytime soon. I also lost a bunch of strata tankers too. Oh no. Stock up on Filament now while you can and fill your gas tanks. You can get an AWACS. Yeah, just go on AliExpress, buy a new AWACS. Just go on AliExpress, buy one. Okay. For those that were on the member stream, holy hell, this is slow. For those of us that were here on the member stream, remember how quick this was on the member stream? We're still installing Klipper. We're still installing Klipper. This was a lot faster on a not Raspberry Pi. See, that's tinfoil hat. I don't have my tinfoil hat because I brought it inside. That's why David moved from plastics to chocolate. Right? He knew. Actually, no, you should have stayed in plastics. He would have. He didn't want to deal with the bad press of having to raise prices, so he got out. Sorry, I'm ripping. Micro SD is slow. Yep. Oh, still going, still going. Still oil and chocolate. Yeah, but it's palm oil. Which, to be fair, palm oil has its own problems. That a chocolate 3D printer? Not this one. I have a chocolate 3D printer. Cocoa is good for you. Yeah, when you put a little something something in it, it makes it even better too. It's still going. It's still doing its thing. So if all goes well, it depends. If Klipper is already pre-set up on this, we're gonna have to adjust for the probe because we're not using clicky. So pull up a notepad here. So we got PZ probe instead of clicky. What other things do I gotta adjust? So we got PZ probe instead of clicky. I think everything else is stock. I think that's the only thing we changed from stock. From a completely stock Micron Plus, because they're going to be an example config. So we're going to use the example config. I think the only thing we're going to have to change is instead of the PZ probe, we're just going to have clicky, which is basically like tap. So the same setup tap would use. So I don't think we'll get printing tonight, but we might get some movement out of it tonight. We still have like an hour left. Depends how long it takes to get everything installed. Okay, so that's done. Let's install Moonraker. Yes. Yeah, PIDs and all that, yeah. Well, I use the SD card because that's what the kit comes with. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, basically whenever we build something, we build it as the kit comes. This is like, we did a little change to this because I included, instead of using clicky, I have a E3D PZ probe hotend Revo that I put in here because it's like, well, I have it, I might as well use it. And so I'm using it. Although I think the probe is off-centered. I think something's effed up. Like, I don't think there's a screw loose or something, but my hot end's on an angle. I gotta fix it somehow, and I don't know what's up with that. So I might have to take the tool head apart to faff around with that. Actually, I might be able to just, I can't remember how it comes apart. I gotta look into that. Hacking the Gibson. Hacking the Gibson. Fun times. Here, let me, what's this? What's BBY? No, not that. Here. Dashboard. There we go, watch the printer print while it does that. Yeah, I probably should switch some of them over to USB, just so that they're not, but I don't have a lot of like spare USB sticks that I'm like willing to just throw into something. Like all the ones I have are basically in printers, or they're like USBs that I already use for stuff. So much fun. Put a 1 in chat if you enjoy installing Klipper on machines. Yeah, this I gotta stop this print. Cancel print. This filament is garbo. This filament is garbo. It is. Yeah, this filament is garbo. It is oozing like crazy. I think I need to get a higher temp filament dryer, because even like the polymaker dryer here, running it for a while, it's not drying it out. It's still like sopping wet. I just got to get a better filament dryer. Okay, how easily can I get at the hot end? Is there like a really easy way to get at the hot end on this? Or do I gotta take the whole damn thing apart to get at the hot end? Because I'm looking at it and it's slightly canted, so I think I gotta... Do I gotta take the whole damn thing off? Or is it like just 2 screws and it comes off? Is there a trick to taking this off to get at the hot end? Is there a way to easily get at the hot end with an ant head? Or do I gotta take the whole damn thing apart? I know the front slid on. Nope. The 2 holes in the front. Nope. I need a bigger Allen key. Nope. Should I be doing this with it plugged in? Probably not. Okay, so that comes off. Oh wow, that just comes right off. Yeah, but I need to get the hot end out. So how do I get the hot end out? I mean, it comes right off. That's pretty cool that it comes right off, but I need to get the hot end out. So how do I get the hot end out? It's pretty cool that it just comes off with 2 screws. That is pretty neat, not gonna lie. Two at the back, 2 at the bottom. Okay. Well, I'll do it with the printer not on, because right now the printer's on, and doing that with, you know, Klipper doing Klipper stuff is probably not a good idea. Yeah, this filament is, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about you. That seems a little wet. That seems a little wet. What other scoochy, fancy type filament do I have that I could use for this that is still in good, unopened? What do we got here? Fiber Heart, ABS, glass filled black. I mean, I could do ABS. Like, this stuff is... Glass fiber ABS will probably be fine in Toasty Boy. Polymid, that's wet. Fire retardant polycarbonate. I'll see what I got downstairs. I might have some Gucci stuff downstairs. I still have some of this Fadis Nex PA glass fill, but I gotta dry it out. Nevermore is no more. No, still building wheel for UV loop. I don't know what's going on. Lately, the last few times I've played with Chow, installing Klipper on machines has been like dog slow. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's just the install process is just, I'm just realizing it's taking longer all of a sudden, or I don't know. I have a Rapido, 2XL, Orbiter, 2 Nighthawk. Nice. Yeah, let me... downloads. I think I have a hand manual. Okay. So if I want to get what holds the tool head in. Because I just want to get at the tool head. Oh man, I'm going to have to rip all this shit off to get at the tool head, aren't I? I think I gotta tighten these screws. I think I might not. I can't remember if I remember to tighten these. Yeah, I see Chevron. I seen your yeah the Sunly one. Because I think something there's either like something with the print that isn't letting this sit flat, or one of these screws aren't letting it sit flat. But I'm just trying to figure out what the easiest way to get at that is, so I can tighten it. Yeah, so that bolt's on there. So I have to take off. So the front just slides on. So that just slides on. So I got to take off the fans. I got to take off the fans. I got to take off the fans. So I got to take off the fans. Somehow pull the PTFE out. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Yeah, I won't do that with the printer on. But I don't know if you can see here. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean about the... Line it up. I think you can kind of see what I'm talking about. With the... See how it's slightly crooked? See how it's slightly crooked? It's like ever so slightly... Let me see. Get that right in front. Yeah, see what I mean? See how it's slightly canted? Or is that the shroud that's slightly canted? Shit, I don't know what's canted. Is it the tool head crooked, or is it the... No, it's all screwed in tight. Ah! And why is it taking so long to build the wheel for the UV loop? Okay, now it's going. Yeah, I don't know. Shit. I mean... The tool head's square. The tool head's square. It's the hot end. The hot end is a little... Yeah, you can't post links in YouTube chat. Aha, we're done. Okay, so we got that. Let's install mainsail. Yeah. Sign custom names. No. Create example. Wait, no. Wait, why am I? How do I go back? Why did I click Klipper again? Shoot. Control X. How do I? Shit. Control D. I accidentally clicked 1 again. I meant to click 3. How do I go back? How do I B. How do I escape this? C? Control C? There we go. Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay, so Klipper has installed that. Okay, so we gotta install mainsail. Download the recommended mainsail configs. Yes. Configure mainsail for port 80. Yep. There we go. The swivel. Okay. Yeah, I've had a couple people recommend. I just need to go. I need to go get a freaking easy bake oven. I need to go to Value Village and just buy a freaking toaster and convert it into a filament dryer. That's what I need to do. So. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so that is installed. That was quick. And now last is Klipper screen. For default, yes. Yes. Somebody is getting smacked for, somebody broke OPSEC. Somebody broke OPSEC is going to get in trouble for sharing those images. Oh, also, fun fact, tomorrow we're going to be doing a Twitch stream. I don't know what time, probably early-ish afternoon. But tomorrow there will be a Twitch stream, and we're going to be doing Lego. We're going to build a Rocky. We're going to build a Rocky from Project Hail Mary in Lego tomorrow on Twitch. So if you want to hang out for that, that'll be tomorrow around noonish. Or, I don't know, probably sometime in the afternoon, my afternoon. No, those images aren't AI. That is a destroyed AWACS. That is a very expensive uh-oh. So right now we're just waiting for Klipper screen to install so that we can use our screen for stuff. How much does an AWACS cost? Well, it wasn't really an AWACS. It's shoot, what is it? It's a K3 or E3. What is it? It's an E3G Sentry. So let's Google what an E3G Sentry is. And Control F to cost. Price? Oh. Now it's a $2 billion contract for 5. So $2 billion for 5 of them. So it's one of these guys. It's an AWACS, early boarding. Yeah, they ain't cheap. That ain't cheap. That's a spicy meatball. That's a spicy meatball. Yeah, we don't have an AWACS. We might get the Saab one. If we get the Gripens, I think the Swedish, the Swedes, if they're trying to get us to buy Gripens, which I'm down for. Gripens are cool. Not stealth, but you know, get a couple F-35s for the stealth shit, and then have Gripens for the rest. But the Saab wants to sweeten the pot by giving us some of their equivalent of like an AWACS, which I think the Ukrainians have a couple of, and they're liking them. So we might get some of those. Let me see if I can find it, because it's pretty cool. Saab AWACS. Global Eye. It's this guy. So it's kind of the same thing. Basically, it's got a big ass radar on top of the plane. So, because you have what's called look down and look up, right? So you have radar on the ground can only look up, obviously. Okay, so if something's behind a hill or over the horizon, you're limited for your ability to see stuff with look-up radar. So what you do is you have look-up radar on the ground, but then you also have look-down radar from an AWACS or equivalent type plane. So that way you're seeing stuff down and you're seeing stuff up, and you get a much larger, you just get your ability to gather intel and information. Your vision is so much better when you have look up and look down radar. It makes things more accurate. It makes target tracking more accurate. You have the ability to lock onto shit farther out, because nowadays everything's interlinked. So like, for example, what they do now is you have an F-35 all stealthed up way ahead of everyone, locking onto shit, and then a couple 100 kilometers behind it, you have an F-18 loaded up with, you know, SM-3 telephone pole missiles. That basically just get the targeting data past them from the F-35 and just eat that shit over the horizon. So you're getting hit from a telephone pole fired from a plane that doesn't even see you because it's 300 kilometers away from you. Because everything's all interlinked nowadays. So it's a Boeing, so it's self-disassembled. It's a 707, so it's a good old Boeing. It's not modern Boeing. Age of the fighter jets? Nah. The problem is, while there are instances where unmanned has advantages, the problem with unmanned is there is always now the ever-present communication link. If something is unmanned and loses connection, it is now nothing. So having a thinking human inside, an unpredictable thinking human inside of it, allows it to operate on its own, right? Trying to send something that's completely unmanned stealthed up into enemy territory against an actual near peer, there could be some problems there. And you do not want a clanker piloting that shit. Frickin', we know how bad clankers are at IFF right now. Like, Grok thinks Drewski is Erica Kirk. If you know, you know. So clankers are not that good at proper IFF. I would not trust a clanker making that command. And that's also the big problem right now. The US military wants to give clankers the ability to make that final command decision. No, the tech is nowhere near that. The tech is nowhere near that. You do not want clankers have kill command, have the ability to actually push the button. You want Skynet? This is how we get Skynet. And yes, there we go. Install that, sure, whatever default is. What is the default? Should I install Network Manager? Yes, I want network. I want to be able to set up my network from the manager, right? Yes. There we go. Oop, it's rebooting. Oh. Do we got a Klipper screen? We just got a black screen. Ah, Klipper screen! Klipper is attempting to start. So are we online? Let me in. Okay, we're in. What is my thing? I think it's 167. 167. We're in. Okay. So machine, printer.cfg. Let me see here. Downloads. LDO Micron wiring guide. Is there an example config? Micron. Is there an LDO example config? Documentation, firmware, printer data, config, LDO Leviathan. That does not look like an example config. What is this? Do I have to make, shoot. Is there no example config? Are we gonna have to make a config? Am I gonna have to make a config? LDO Micron Plus. I don't, let me see, is there? Bottom of the list. Yeah, but this is a generic one. This is a generic one. Yeah, no, I was wondering, like, yeah, like these are generic, like, configs. Like I was wondering if there was a config for the kit itself that matches the wiring on the kit. Software setup, okay. Okay, remotely that, Klipper and web interface, fluid mainsail, chow, setting up the touchscreen, main board, Klipper configuration, download the configuration here. Printers, rants, Micron. Yeah. Okay, so it is 10:30 at night, and I don't feel like building a Klipper config from scratch. So I think that's where we're going to leave off. In terms of, we're ready to build. We're ready to do Klipper. So I think on Tuesday, that will be a good time to wrap it all up. We'll get the Klipper config all done. Because I still have to fix that Revo. So what we'll do now, we'll pause the setup because we have it all set up. I will take a fun little picture of the printer to show that it is in a state. I'll unplug it. We'll fix this tool head, and then we'll go from there, I think. Yeah, okay. So turn that off, unplug you. I'm going to unplug you completely. Pull you off, and we're going to fix this. You have faith in me? Well, that's good, because I wouldn't have faith in me either. Now, faith, that's a different thing. Okay, so we have that. I just love how you can just pull the whole tool head off with 2 screws. I know there's supposed to be a screw in the back to also lock it in, but I haven't installed that yet. Okay, so how can I get at the thing I need to get at so I can un-F this? Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Ring the bell. Enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It's the best way to support the channel and help things keep on keeping on. So that's that. And I can get at this guy. Okay. That's this guy. So the problem I have now is I can't slide it out because I have a PTFE tube in there. Now I have to undo this to take this off. This is not as easy to take apart. Now I understand why people like the A4T tool head over the ant head. Because if you had a jam on this and you had to like, oh my God, because now everything is, oh God, be careful. Because now I got to pull out this PTFE tube without breaking it, which is not going to happen. Because the PTFE tube goes through a bunch of stuff. Also, I can, like, it'd be nice if there were, I understand the issues with this tool head now. I understand the issues with this tool head now. I get it. I get it. I'll bet the shit out of that. Okay, that's out. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there was loose screws. Yeah, I know I'm gonna need a new piece of PTFE. Okay, so that's all in there now. So hopefully... is that... Okay, there we go. Okay, so now... Oh my... I don't like this. Make a new piece of PTFE. Ever tell you this is not a good thing? I don't like doing this. Yeah, all this because I screwed up and I didn't tighten some screws. Okay. Now put it back together without breaking anything. Because you got, you know, these stupid thin wires everywhere that are super easy to break. Yeah, I get the love of the I get the critiques on the ant head tool head now. Because imagine if you had a jam in this and you had to, like, you know, sometimes you get a jam and you just got to take the tool head off and get at the hot end. And this tool head is not good for easy serviceability. It is not. And I get it now. I get the criticisms. It's like, what's his name? It's like, what's his name in that, that GIF? I get it. A single-use tool head. Okay. Oh wait, I gotta fix this stupid Bowden tube issue. Okay. Now it's straight. Now it's straight. Okay, now I gotta trim this Bowden tube. The previous design didn't have the holes in the front. Oh god, that would have been a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason I'm kind of I'm an A4T fanboy right now. There we go. Do a little bit of trimming. That one in there. Hopefully I didn't break any stupid cables. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's flush now. Now we're good. Now we're playing with power or something. I don't know. Oh man, I really don't like this. Oh, dang it. I screwed up. I screwed up. These don't go in that way. Shoot. There's a stupid latch Stupid fans have a hook on the bottom. I gotta hook them in. There we go. There we go. Was a hook. There we go. XOL has too many screws. XOL ain't too bad. I have XOL on one of my printers downstairs. Yeah, the V2 I have in my basement has an XOL on it, and that's a fine tool head. Why are you still loose? There we go. There we go. Now that is lined up. Now that's lined up. Right? Yeah. Yeah, now it's lined up. Okay. So you go there. Oh. Go. Ah, come on. There we go. There we go. Haha. There we go. The screw in the back? Yeah, I gotta put that in still. I gotta figure out how big that screw needs to be too. If anyone knows off the top of the head how big that screw is on the back, I'm assuming it's an M3. Just an M3 what? There we go. M310, okay. There we go. I can't even, how am I supposed to even get in there? There's stupid wires in the way. There we go. I'll get at it later. Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay, so what do we got now? We got 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. The two at the bottom of the back of the fan. Are there two at the bottom I gotta put in too? Where do those even go in? Okay, let me see here. So I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Ba, ba, ba. Do. This is so flippin' annoying. So I have my little printed. I got my little printed Grace. Okay. So it's like, oh, I want to download this. Oh, it's fucking Maker World. Ready? I just want the STLs. Oh, holy shit, it worked. I have tried every computer in my house because I refuse to sign in, and all of a sudden it works. Click and swap the lineup 3 identical items. What the fuck is this shit? Okay, cool. Download. Give me my file. Body 1. Fin. This is so... What the fuck? Maybe if you didn't, you know, turn your entire site... Maybe if you didn't gamify your site to incentivize people to download shit maliciously for points, you wouldn't have to deal with a wave of bots and have to put all these systems in place. Hey, maybe Bamboo, if you didn't try to game the system to artificially pump your numbers, you wouldn't have to deal with that shit. How does this even print? What is the orientation for this? Vertical? Is it vertical? I'm assuming you print this vertical. This you print flat. That you print vertical. I'm probably gonna have to put a brim on. ASA, Core 1, L. Transfer, slice. All gonna need a brim anyway, so. Actually, is that gonna need a brim? No? Okay, so I'm gonna have to put support there though. I'm gonna have to put some support. Paint on support. Smart fill. That and that. There are support enforcers over there. We go. Place now. There we go. And that slides through there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, send to connect. Carl! Every time I use this damn printer, Carl! Yeah, there's some overhangs, but it is what it is. Carl! You haven't seen the movie yet? Oh, go watch Project Hail Mary. It is so good. It is so good. And it kind of shines because it's slim. I mean, yeah, it's slim. Don't get me wrong. There is always the consideration of the final product. The problem is, one, this takes like 20 different pieces to print. It's exaggeration, but like the A4T is 3 pieces. You have body, fan duct, adapter plate. 3 pieces. And everything just snaps into place. And then if you need to do anything, it's very easy to get at everything. Whereas this is like, imagine you got your printer set up and all of a sudden you get a hard jam where you have to pull out, like it's like something happens below the hot end. Now you got to get that hot end out to clear a jam. That's a bitch. There's a reason on our stealth changer we went with A4Ts. There's a reason. Now, to be fair, you know, here, let me put them side by side. Oh, okay, that's a little too zoomed in. Zoom out. Ooh. Okay, so there you go. So yes, you know, it is a bigger tool head. It is a bigger tool head. It is a wider tool head. Okay, the A4T is a bigger tool head. Okay, but if you got the room, a little bit extra usability and tweakability and ease of use, ease of assembly, ease of maintenance in the long run, I will sacrifice a printer from 5 tool heads down to 4 tool heads if every time something goes wrong, it's a 5-minute fix versus a 30-minute fix. I will sacrifice a tool head for that. There is something to simplicity. And yes, we will finish the tool changer at some point. We will get around to finishing that tool changer at some point. I don't know, I like the A4T. I have it in a couple printers now. I got half of mine to rebuild the Venture XL with a monolith gantry. If the monolith gantry can handle heat expansion better than the stock V2 gantry, I've got half of mine to rebuild that with a monolith gantry. It's cold out here. Why is it cold out here? Hey, that you have. Yeah, I refuse to make a MakerWorld account. I mean, technically I have one. I have a Bamboo account because I had to get one back when like they sent me their unit. So I signed up for the account and did all that. I did the whole dog and pony show with them. But I refused to, I think I deleted the account. I deleted the account and I refused to create a new one, I think. I'm like, nope, I do not trust you with my data. And it's not that I don't trust you with my data, because I don't trust you with my data, but I don't trust your security with my data. Simple as that. So, this is looking so good. This is such a nice little printer. I like this printer. Micron is a fun little printer. Yeah, the whole only allow 5 models thing, it is so annoying because it randomly trips that. You know, you might not have downloaded. I know, like, on my desktop, I've never downloaded anything from MakerWorld because I literally put Linux on the machine 3 months ago and I haven't used MakerWorld since. And I tried to download that model. That's why I was so surprised it worked, because I tried downloading that model before I went live today and I couldn't download it because it's like, oh, you hit your 5 limit. I'm like, I haven't downloaded anything yet. So. So we are going to be doing the giveaway in 9 minutes. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament, you got 9 minutes to do so. And then we're going to do the giveaway, and yeah. Cookie? 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 You know what I got? You know what I'm going to have after stream? You know what I'm going to have after stream? One second. You know what I'm going to have after stream today? You know how I'm going to celebrate the end of stream today? Where are you? Haha. Look what I got. I got. Oh. Dairy Queen ice cream cake, anyone? Got some leftover Dairy Queen ice cream cake from my birthday last week. It's mine. It says happy birthday, Taylor, on it. It's mine. Actually, I gotta take it out so I can defrost because it's frozen solid. 11-pound cake? Nah, I'm not a fan of lemon cake, to be honest. It's okay, like I'll eat it, but it, you know, if there are other cakes, I will take the other cakes. From IT, and I need to inspect your cookies. Cookie? Cookie. Okay, I'm just gonna tell us it's ready to go. Are you ready to go? You are ready to go. Skip the preheat. You're warm enough. I'm not rating a well-known musician's name or house. Why? Because I got high? My past 5 years of addiction is downloading STL step files and all their respective pics and vids, totaling 17 terabytes. Damn! I do not have that much downloaded. Apparently the judge in that court case was like doing everything he could to have Afroman lose. Like apparently, like even apparently at the end he's like, yeah, you both have to split the bill for the lawyer fees. You know Afroman won by a huge margin. Like the jury like came back with like not guilty or not responsible or whatever, because it was a civil case, I think. They came back like, yeah, Afroman's off the hook with like instantly on like all accounts. They still made him pay half the lawyer fees. It's like, Apparently people send 100 cakes to that officer. He's a grown boy. He's a grown boy. He needs them lemon pound cakes. And then that printer is going to do printer stuff. Sweet. It only takes, yeah, it is sad when I go to like reinstall Windows on a computer, or it went Linux on my desktop, and it's like my downloads folder. You want to know how I sort my stuff? It goes in the downloads folder. And then if I need it for a specific project, like if I'm editing a video, right? Like today, I did the short where I put the tinfoil hat and scream panic. As I download stuff, I'll put it in the folder that I'm editing from on my Unraid server. But if I just download something, just to download something to like share a meme on Discord or whatever, that just lives in my downloads folder, and that folder, it just gets big. It just kind of. It's just exponential growth. Jeez. So this probably won't affect us, but this is going to affect Misumi extrusion prices. This is really going to affect anything made out of aluminum in the States. The price is going to go up quite a bit. Fun fact, you guys used to get a lot of your aluminum from Canada, but then, your president started making 51st state jokes and slapped tariffs on our shit. So we're like, okay, so now we sell like the majority of our aluminum to like Europe and Asia. And you guys went, oh, we'll just get it from the Middle East, nice and cheap. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So if you are a Luke, for example, from Luke's Lab, or if you're anyone who deals with building stuff out of aluminum right now in America, yeah. It do be what it do be, though. Aluminum takes a lot of power to make. Aluminum, fun fact, the Washington Monument in Washington, the one that looks like, that's totally not a phallic object, it's capped, the final, like the top capstone of it is aluminum. Because at the time when they built it, aluminum was super expensive and rare. Because you did not know, or to make aluminum, you have to like, it requires a lot of, all I remember is it takes a lot of energy to make aluminum. I think it's like the smelting process for impurities. You have to have a certain high temperature reliably or something to smelt aluminum out of its raw ore. So basically, it only became feasible to mass produce aluminum once like power plants were a thing. So before the electrical age, you couldn't mass produce aluminum, so it was super rare. So they actually used it like as like gold and silver type thing. Yeah. No one with a pacemaker is allowed. Oh, I believe it with the amount of, yeah, because it's such so much RF probably. Bauxite ore takes a ton of energy to get the juicy aluminum center. Yeah. Known when they built it. I guess that makes sense. Like at the time, you could make aluminum, but like you couldn't mass produce it. Nobody had figured out a way to mass produce aluminum yet. You need to use an electric current to separate it from the ore. Oh. So then how did they get it back then? Was it just like they happened to find random nuggets of it? Like you just kind of managed to find enough that wasn't part of ore? Because I know like you could only mass produce it once the industrial age kicked off. The modern methods were developed 2 different dudes in 2 different countries with yeah, that's why also it's aluminum and aluminium, because the guy who wrote the paper on it literally wrote it both ways. So technically both are correct. It is aluminum and aluminium. Also, every aluminum smelter has multiple AEDs. Oh, I bet. Was high oxygen infused. Okay. Yeah, I just remember reading one of those little fun fact things like, hey, before, you know, they used aluminum because it was so rare and expensive because they weren't able to mass produce aluminum until, you know, the Industrial Revolution and power, because you need a lot of power to smelt aluminum. Okay, enough fun facts of the day. Let's give away some filament. Who wants to win a spool of filament from Polymaker? Gift 5 subs if you want to win a spool of filament from Polymaker. Okay, that. It's a trick question. Okay, there's that. Even gifting subs isn't even a thing on YouTube. It's Twitch. We're not on Twitch. Control V, that. Dude, that ice cream cake is sitting over there. Oh, that ice cream cake is gonna be so good. Okay, continue, race, random, add names, clear, open, names. We got 204 people. Butts. I don't like this one. Let's look at another one. Let's do that one. 204. I don't know which one. Is this a race one or whatever? Play. Okay, so how this works is if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball, that means you are the luckiest ball in the world, because if you win, you also get a free hat. This ball right here. You look lonely. Gergman! Gergman, if you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel, and it'll grease your ball up and make it go even faster. See all the people that died there? Their balls weren't greased up. It's their fault. Who's in the lead? Matt is in the lead. And as always, if you gift memberships, it will 10x your luck. But luck is an intangible value that is hard to quantify. So, good luck. Oh, Sab's magic. Oh, Sab's magic. I don't know what these lines are. Do they detonate stuff? What are those lines that fly through? What do these do? Sab's magic, you're in the lead, but you got no momentum, buddy. Come on. Come on. You're going the wrong way. Sab's magic, you are going the wrong way. You are not in the lead anymore. Badmouth. Oh. George Elliott. Oh, TT83. The one that I always get mixed up with a calculator. This is one of those maps where you either go crazy through it or it just becomes a cluster. Oh, TT. Come on, TT. The fact that you don't keep momentum, you got to rely on explosions to propel you. Yeah, this map is crazy for this. Because you're relying on explosions to actually propel you. But they also propel you backwards. No, TT, you're going the wrong way. TT, turn around. Okay, Spy Guy's in the lead. Penguin Maker's in the lead. Oh, Spy Guy's in the lead again. Go, Tiago! Go, Tiago! Tiago with the win! Tiago Santos with the win. Diego Santos. There we go. Sweet. So congratulations, Diego. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Speaking of Polymaker, if you need to stock up on filament, because right now, with all the wonderful goings-ons in the world, let's be honest, filament prices probably aren't going down anytime soon. So if you want to stock up on filament, and be prepared for the filament apocalypse, or I don't know, prices are going to go up because of oil. Why not pick up some Polymaker filament? Link in the video description, affiliate links. Won't cost you anything extra, goes a long way in supporting the channel. I also have for those that prefer it, I also have a Prusa affiliate link as well. Who is Kevin and why do they need to touch grass? Oh, D-Brand. Sent. Let me pull over my template. My template, by the way, if you ever win filament, the template I use is whatever I emailed the last guy with the name changed. Any discounts? I don't have any discounts, unfortunately. Honestly, if it was up to me, if I could, I would much prefer getting a lower percentage cut of a commission and pass savings on to you. Like, for example, my GamerSups affiliate link, code Canuck with GamerSups, you save money and you support the channel. So it's one of those. Same with Gloop, I think, and Luke's Lab. Use code Canuck, you'll save money and you support the channel. But the Polymaker one is just a straight a commission. There's no sale tied to it, unfortunately. I would much rather take a cut in my commission and have you save, because at the end of the day that will probably lead to more sales, more commission. But like I'd rather, it's the same reason, like if you want to support the channel, I'd much rather you gift channel memberships than purchase a super chat. Because, you know, if you give like a $25 super chat or you gift 5 memberships, they're both $25, but one gives 5 people channel memberships for a month. Does that make sense? Okay, anyways, Diego, email should be on the way. Okay, so I think we're gonna call it there. So that means Tuesday, which will be, I think it'll be an afternoon stream again. It should be an afternoon stream again, yeah. So Tuesday it'll be a 2 p.m. stream. We will hopefully get this moving. We're gonna get the config going on this, get it all set up, and hopefully do some printing on Tuesday. Tomorrow, pay attention to the Discord. I'll do an ad, everyone, or follow me on Discord, or follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. We're gonna be doing a afternoon Lego building stream on Twitch tomorrow, and then something on Monday as well. Maybe we'll finally finish Control on Monday or something. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Oh, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Shout out to LDO Motors for providing the Micron kit that we used for this build series. If you are interested in getting a Micron kit or any other LDO kit, I do have a link to all the LDO resellers, link below. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. And then, yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future.